Okay guys, it's Bones here again. Today is the first part of my all-in-one guide that will try and cover everything possible in as little time as possible. Anything like dragons, tiers, guides, dragon trials, event modes, I'll split them into separate guides after the fact, but I'm going to try and just cover the first week of play, everything from skills, all the event modes, tournament modes, deck building, skill explanations, right way to amass materials for later, ways not to spend stuff, good things to buy with real cash, best way to spend that, because a lot of people ask that question and they do make a mistake. So I will cut and chop through some of the boring bits of the first bit, but basically yes, this is the very start of CM where they try and give you a tutorial, but the English translations aren't the best and they don't always explain what they're doing. But the basic premise is they're trying to explain to you how all the positions work. Slot 1 is normally a melee, and it will hit the opposing slot. There is exceptions to that. There is some melee abilities that allow people to attack from the second slots. Slot 2 and 3 is where archers can attack from, but there is exceptions to that as well. Skills like melee shot, which we'll cover later. This is all just your initial packs to help you fill your deck. Dice and magic can attack from any slots. Magic attacks directly opposite itself if there is a target, which I'll show you with examples later on. Chaos damage is the last sort of damage. It can attack from any slot and will attack any opposing slot and do a random amount of damage. That's the thing with Chaos, it doesn't do what it says. If it says 4 with a little picture of dice, it means it can do up to 4 damage. And the RNG in this doesn't seem to like me and a lot of other people. So here it's showing you to put your melee penguin in the first slot, stick an archer on the side to get rid of the armor. And the basic premise is the little sword symbol means it's melee, the little bow symbol means it's ranged. Ranged will shoot. Ranged in slot 2 will shoot a ranged enemy in slot 3 if there is one. If not, it'll shoot slot 2, and if there isn't a slot 2, it'll then shoot slot 1. But if I place this tuck shoot on the other side, he'll shoot first, hit the Vokum Fox in slot 2, then my Vokum Fox will then hit its penguin, and then my penguin goes. The armor symbol, this is what they're trying to explain to you. Melee damage, which is ranged, chaos, and melee, will all hit armor first, where magic, which is the little staff symbol, which this Vokum Fox just got via the oak staff here, will bypass shield. So if it was to hit this troglodyte in the middle, it would completely just ignore his 99 armor and go for the kill. That's what they're trying to explain to you there, is basically how all the attack types work, but the tutorial in this is known to be pretty average. Coming to packs and stuff like that, they're trying to explain rarities and colours here, which we'll get into later. Yes, bloody bar. Packs. Some of these packs that you get, packs are determined when you open them, not when you get them. So at the beginning, you don't have full access to all the cards because you haven't unlocked the proficiencies for each of the skills. So some packs are worth saving till you've unlocked everything, so you have a bigger card selection to pull cards from, where some packs are locked and they're sort of tutorial packs, so they're better opening straight away because you don't get anything better out of them later anyway. So I'll explain to you which packs you should hoard until you've unlocked all the skills and which ones you shouldn't. That was explaining sacks. In this game you get 3 mana a turn, which is the blue crystal at the bottom of the screen. Sacking an item from your hand will give you 1 extra mana. Sacking a monster from your hand will give you 2 extra mana, except when the monster has extra crystal skill, which means it gives 3 mana from hand when it's sacked. Bear in mind, monsters can still be sacked from the board, but they only give 1, whereas a monster with extra crystal will give 2 sacked from the board. There is 2 items in the game which also help with mana generation. One's the Dragon's Tier, which we'll show you how to get later. When it's sacked, it gives 2 instead of 1 for an item. And then there is the Zartes Amulet, which is a beta only item, but you probably still will encounter it. And right here, I haven't been paying a lot of attention to this, but it doesn't really matter. My aim is Tuck Shooter will take care of him. My Tux will take care of the worm, which will probably kill my Tux next turn, and I've got rid of him. A lot of this game is just knowing attack order, who's going to attack where, and what attacks and skills are going to go off first. General rule is, I don't even need to put an item on, just probably armor up your wolf here for whatever he puts out, but this is the end of the game for this turn, so it doesn't really matter. Magic will attack first, but healing goes first. Healing something we'll get to later. It's a skill, and there is regenerate, which is a different heal now. But yes, magic goes after healing, then chaos, then ranged, then melee. In that order. Here it's trying to open some packs. This is one of those packs that contains certain cards in it, and you may as well open it when you get it. So you always get your Frosty and your white crappy armor. Sorry guys, I had a bit of an emergency there. Hope the weather's nicer where you guys are. But right now we are suffering through a very, very early summer. Like I was saying, is the items... Oh, shut up game. Telling me to switch Frosty for the Penguin, which isn't a bad choice, but I gotta get rid of those wolves. Final trial, here we go. I might get some control in this now. But I think I will call this series FromGo2Pro. Just, it's a lot easier than your first 7 days of card monsters. And I think I'll even name the account that if it's available. That way if any of you guys fight it, you know who you're fighting. Right here on a sack and armor. And play Frosty. Frosty's just a very strong card. But anyway, blue items on blue monsters, yellow items, yellow monsters, white items can go on any, but you normally pay 1 or 2 extra mana for that luxury of being able to put it on anything. Here, set this item because it's quite crappy, and I'll put down another Tuck Shooter. Or a Tuck Shooter. Okay, see, so slots attack diagonally, the archers do. Because Frosty's in the middle, he'll attack straight ahead. Frosty does get flying later, but I'll explain the abilities in depth as they come out. No point overwhelming you, I can give you examples as we go. There's a green monster. Green colour is pretty much big, heavy monsters that cost a lot. And they use a skill called Equilibrium, which helps to balance the cost of monsters basically and reduce them in your hand before you play them. Which is pretty good. Yellow normally tends towards dice, blue goes magic, red is just over the top melee damage, and purple is really a mixed bag at the moment. It's got chase or menace, which is, I'll get into later. It's got outbreak, another. It's just got a whole plethora of skills, but it seems to be lacking big heavy duty tanks at the moment, which is why it's not as common in top tiers. And here's a good example. Here's Batcher, that's in the middle slot because it's an archer. His skill is crossed out, so he won't get to attack this turn. That's the example of being limited by slots. I can board wipe him here. If I put the Vulcan Fox on the right, it will kill the Batcher. His Vulcan Fox will slide across, my Frosty will nail it, and then the Blue Wolf will trash his Batcher. And that's effectively maintaining board control. He's down to 2 monsters, he's got 6 mana, he's got a lot of items, but I have 6 monsters. And this game, it's a deck of 16, 8 monsters, 8 items, mixture of colours, normally how you will. Once you get to elite cards, they limit your colours. We'll get into that later when you get elites. Normally there seems to be something in where most new accounts get elites pretty quickly. I've stuck that extra 1 archer damage on the Vulcan, so he kills him. What's he, the Witchworm? And Frosty will pick off the little crappy trog in the middle. And Blue Wolf didn't even have to do anything. And that's game. Alright, now I should be able to access some more modes and possibly pick a name. It's been a long time since I've made an account. Look, I'm Bones. I've been playing since beta. I'm leader of Worldwide Guild. We're currently one of the best guilds in the game. Here's all your events and crap. And I also run the official Card Monsters Discord. Okay, here's some important. That's your placard at the top. That's where all your events will show up. And even future events. Basic explanation, very top left is your little profile pick. You can pick from a few generic ones. If you've bound your game to Facebook, it will pull your Facebook profile. That's your name, your character level, your gold is over in the middle at the top, and your gems, which is your paid currency, is in the right. Below that is the activity shop. A lot of that is good purchases. We'll get into that later. As you can see, good thing to check here, you'll receive 2 packs every 12 hours or so from that little thing, which is worth checking. There is a habit and a routine you sort of get to. Card rank shows you what the game reckons the best cards and such are, but that's not a very accurate guide. This event mode is your actual real changing events and special events, and the game's had a problem. It's got 2 things called event mode, and frankly it bugs me to tears. Sign-in bonus because you're a new player. There's a lot of stuff to make sure you don't miss out on. Here's free gems and free gold. You get twice a day, but I've missed the first one because it's after the first cutoff. Here's a login bonus. Lucky bags, here we go. This is possibly by far the very best way to spend money in this game. You get the 3 listed under daily reward every day for the month, and underneath, when get now, you get them right now. That's a skin for a detonator wolf, one of the cards. 300 gems paid currency, and 1 big box of energy, which is for switching your card levels between each other, which we get to later. It basically works out for that $4 it is for me to buy the equivalent in gems and money. It's about $130, so it doesn't work out very expensive if you do it this way. You're saving a heap of money. Because I'm a first time player, I will get double on my gem purchases for the first time, but that's not something to bank on because those gems don't go terribly far. You'll find out. This is something to do every day. You get a spin, you'll get anything from this list of crap here. Normally it's just gold. I got lucky. After your 3rd time you'll get this one. 7th time you get a pack with a guaranteed epic, guaranteed legendary after 28 days, etc. It goes up to 70 or I think 90 days. This is chests you get from winning an arena. This is the Fox Girl, or the bell shop it's known as. These bells are a currency you get 2 a week I think, and you can buy in the bell lottery. Fox Girl is a very, very good card, and it does take a long time to get 99 bells. Some of the other limited cards are in here, in case you miss out on events. This is a new player. Oh, this is a new player. I think this is the Fairy Tea Party. I'm not sure if this is for new players. I don't think so, because I haven't logged in today. I think this is just a rotating event, possibly, but it does look like it's for new people. This is a reward for spending gems. For every 300 gems you spend a day, you get a spin in this wheel. Goes around, stops. These blue sapphires you can use in this shop to buy limited edition cards or gems. Those cards in those shops can only be got that way. After 3, 6, 12, 15, 21 spins, you get the bonuses in these chests. Elite card promo packs. Elite cards are very hard to get and very expensive to get. You don't get a guaranteed one in this pack, and you don't get a guaranteed frame, as much as it looks like it. If you get Snow White or Cinderella out of that 10 pack, then you get the frame. It doesn't, it feels like a really bad deal. And you'll get a guaranteed elite pack after elite card out of every, I think it's either 33 or 39 packs. I think they changed it. And if you get one before that, it sort of resets you back to 39, which is pretty stoogey if you ask me. They should leave it the way it is and let your counter keep going. Level swap, we'll get into later. This is the first buy bonus. You get one of these 3 cards. It is arguable given the game changing, but my favourite has always been the Falcon Commander. This little guy down here, the exclamation mark, he tells you about the new cards coming out the next month. Any new skills and abilities, etc. Got settings across the top to continue, then mailbox. Welcome email. This is where your lucky bag rewards get sent to you. Any compensation for downtime. This is top replays, which is you can set it to your legendary ranks or Diamond Grandmaster, etc. And they're just random replays that are picked based on God knows what, honestly. And they're your personal replays under the My Replays tab. We've done the events, we've done the placards. Friends. Friends are handy for a lot of quests, stuff like that. When you add friends, click add friend button, and you can't search by the person's name. it has to be this 6-digit ID number, normally starting with an X at the top. Under the notice thing is where you'll get friend invites, so in there will be any friend requests from other players, and that's your level swap, which you don't get quite yet. At the bottom is your generic shop. First tab is packs. Do not buy there if you can help it. There are mats, buying gems. The materials on this tab are used for upgrading your cards, and there's your gold. These sort of preset packs are horrible waste of money. And for all you collectors out there, you can buy custom skins for real currency. And me and a couple of other Discord members are shocking collectors, so we have all these skins, and they don't do anything. They add a special effect for some, but they're quite pointless. They're just handy to have. Guild, which is just a collection of 49 other people, 50 in total, work together for quests, and then there's guild battles on the weekend. Lots of perks in guild. Packs, this is where your packs are. These are the packs that will be determined at time, and because I don't have any of the skills unlocked yet, it's a waste to me opening these. Here's your resources. You get an exclamation mark anytime you've got something new, or for the first time. It's wanting me to click quests, which I will in a minute. This guy here, I'll have a video after you do this. And when you've got the lucky bag, you don't have to watch the video, you just get the reward for free. Collection tab, this is all your cards, your item cards on this tab. That's your deck, your monsters, items, those two little symbols. The colours show you what colours you can have in your deck. You've got up to 6 deck slots when you unlock them all from the conditions. There is a lot of cards. You can only have 2 of each card. Once you get a third one, it's disenchanted automatically, which turns it into dust, which can be used to make cards from scratch. Now we'll go to quest. Yeah, the grow up quest is quite handy. It's a good way just to gauge yourself. Just try and follow that along if you ever get lost. Once you finish that, your daily quests are what you come in and you log in for every day to play. It's wanting us to go and do an arena match, so I wonder if this is going to be bots. There, a reward down the bottom, that frame. If you win 5 matches in the season, you get the frame. All the ranks in the season basically get harder and harder, and then you get better and better rewards. Only the top 100 players really get a heap of packs. Above 40, I think you get 40 extra packs and legendary runes. We'll sack something here to be able to play a wolf, because my Vulcan Fox is no good in the front slot. So yeah, there is a lot to cover in this game. So this quest will be very boring at the start. It's arena match. So now it's my turn. I've got 3 mana from start of turn. I'll play a Vulcan Fox, and I'll possibly sack an item to play another Vulcan Fox and be able to kill that batcher off with the 2+2 range damage, because that penguin's not really hurting my wolf very much. What other things to cover? I'll cover all the modes, the training camp, the dragon trials, all that sort of stuff. As I come to them, I'll also be sort of pulling them out into their own little mini-series, so you don't have to watch the whole of everything else just to see the dragon trials or just to see the training camp, etc, etc. Item skill levels. See how it says short bow star 1, that means it's level 1. Items go up to level 5. Monsters up to level 8. Their skills, abilities, stats all change based on leveling them up. Here's a skill, this one here, double strike. When a gloat hits something in the front slot, it will do 1 in this case, because it's got 1 double strike, to a random enemy on this side. But it has to actually hit that melee shot, and there has to be an enemy on the side, obviously, for the trigger. If the enemy on the side had flying, it could be dodged. See, I've got lucky in it to pick the Vulcan Fox with more than 1 health. It would have killed the other one if I was unlucky. No. I'm not going to bother trying to protect that Vulcan Fox, because every chance next turn this gloat's going to hit him or the other Vulcan Fox, so I'd rather stack the item on the one that's got the more health. Yep, 1 item on 1 monster at a time. You put a new item on, it will overwrite. items that, like this short bow here, they don't break, they don't have a durability like armor, which will disappear once it's broken. He's done pretty well here, he's killed 2 monsters. But I'm not really stressing too much right now, because all I need is a Frosty or something to hide in the middle. Yeah, now just end turn. Getting a lot of value out of that that broken fox with the short bow. So I've got rid of his gloats. And not that it matters here, but it's a good habit to get into. He's used 2 gloats. So I know I'm not going to have to worry about another gloat. And that's a good trick when you get up to high levels, is to memorise the decks you're playing against as they come out. Just to card count, like in a casino, effectively. Because if you know what he's got in his deck, roughly, or exactly, because the top builds are pretty similar, and as you watch the cards come out, you know what he's got left, so you know what he could possibly throw at you, so you know how to defend against his moves, which can give you a 1-2 turn advantage against people. This is your level. I've leveled up. This is my rank. I've nearly ranked up. They're the winning chest from the event tab we saw earlier. You get 3 of them a day, I think, and that's just a little bit of gold for winning. This button down here, very handy to add friends. May as well hit it. Dude's probably a bot, so he's not going to accept. Down here's highlight, which is, you know, just best kills, highest damage, etc. It turns into an MVP when it's a really good result, which also helps for your daily quests. I've gotten a level 2, level 1 pack for leveling up. Those packs are locked to your level, so they should be just opened as you go. You're not going to get anything above what you can out of those packs. If you go up to here, on a tab for winning, this is like your achievements pretty much from other games. Proficiency, this shows you what you've got. Unlock MVP battles, which is the MVP award. Where we unlock crafting system. As you get higher and higher, you'll unlock all the skills and modes in the game, and then you'll have access to all the cards. Because what you'll notice is if you try and craft cards, I don't know if the button's there yet, it's not. A lot of the cards you won't be able to say unlock to level 11. That's because you get the proficiency for that skill at that level. So once you're able to craft most of the cards, you're normally free to open packs. Attend an arena battle, I'll receive the award. Open a pack, and it'll get me this one done, so I may as well do my level pack. What am I going to get? A blue wolf, a yellow wolf. Oh, I got a bear. Here's a card with dice damage, see the little dice symbol? That's the one that does a random enemy, random amount of damage. Mirror's shield reduces magic damage by 1, which is pretty simple. If the batches, Frosty's doing 2 and you've got that, Frosty only does 1 damage. His bear's got multi-strike, he's a bit chunkier. The normal goal is, 4 cost monsters, and normally are bad, and it's hard to explain as a... Just got to keep mana control, and you don't want a card that expensive, it just throws your tempo out a lot. But we'll get into that later when we explain top tier builds and such. Alright, that's completed this quest for me, so I'm on to winning heat. Win a ranked battle, sacrifice a card, doing the same mode. Training camp. So once I've unlocked training camp, I'll probably stop this video, and that way I can cut out for the training camp part of the video and do that as a separate video and do its own intro. As I've started to actually put a deck together, I will update the stream so that it actually shows my deck as we go, and I'll change the description for some key points. But yeah, a lot of these lower ranks is just pure bots and nothing else. It's just basically getting you used to attack orders, damage types, HP, armor, those sorts of skills, which are very important because they don't change much through the whole game. There is a lot of skills in this game now. I got unlucky with that sack. I wanted a melee card, but I didn't get one that I could afford, so I've just chucked Vocant Fox down. I'd rather have the Tuck Shooter live because he's got a little bit extra health for the sidelines, which is always handy because I don't expect Vocant Fox to live as a tank in the centre. Another skill, Magic Blast. So how that works is, as you just saw them, when he hits the guy with his magic attack, he will do 1 damage, which is why there's a little 1 under the Magic Blast symbol, to either guys on either side. So if I had a full board then, he would have done damage to the sides, but He wouldn't have, because he would have attacked the monster I had in slot 3, which meant the monster in slot 1 would have taken splash damage. The only way to hit the whole board with splash damage is pretty much for it to hit the monster in the middle slot, and then it does the 2 sides. Okay, and you saw how when I didn't have a slot 3 monster, and he had a magic in slot 3, it attacked slot 1, not like an archer who would have attacked my archer on the side. See, you watch now. It attacks Frosty, and then pings off him. That's very handy, because then you can stack damage against the center with your 1st and 3rd slot, especially if you're a magic deck. I'm just armoring up Frosty here. I'm not really scared about that 1 damage, and if I don't put more monsters out, Frosty will slowly be able to chew through, because Frosty's going to one-shot this worm, take 2 damage, and he'll one-shot the goo. But he's going to play a 3rd monster, in which case I'll just stack a wolf down. Yeah, that's all I'm going to do here. Stick the wolf down, Frosty will still kill the worm, and then there's just that pile of garbage left. I've lost a couple of yellow monsters, so I'm going to sack my yellow item, because I know I've got some blues left. Here's the end of the wizard worm. Viking Gwyn's on 1 health. So good to know, stuff like that. With splash damage, if they were to armor up the Viking Gwyn, you know, situation, and I had magic splash is a good way to cut under the armor, if you can position your monster. Magic splash will ignore magic reflect, so as long as the monster that received the initial damage didn't bounce it back, the splash will work even if the side monster has magic reflect. Magic reflect is a skill we'll get into later, which basically ends up with a table tennis match between 2 monsters if they both have magic reflect. It can be quite frustrating because it never tends to go your way. Yeah, he's down to 2 monsters. I'm on 5. He can have 16 mana, all he likes. It ain't going to save him. They're his last 2 monsters. He's got 2 items. These are all good stats to try and make sure you're always aware of. Mana, item count, monster count. It's all about board control and just coverage and applying pressure. As I have consistently just wiped what he'd put out or tried to damage it while maintaining mine, so that I have to put him on the back foot every single step of the way. I've gone up another level, gone up another rank, and I'll get a rank up pack. These packs I'm not too sure about. I think they are locked. The level 1s, no, they're locked to your level, but the packs you get for going up the arena, I'm not sure. I don't think they're locked to your level. So I think they're worth saving till later. I could be wrong, and I'd love your feedback if anybody knows for sure, but I'm going to save them till I've got to the later bits. Here's the collection bit. Yes, let me craft a card, blah, blah, blah. See, elites can't be crafted. They're elite cards. Here's a special event card, can't be crafted, but there will be other cards that I can't craft. To unlock at level 8, I can't craft the Wisp because I haven't learnt the proficiency, I think, for Demoralize and Stealth. But once I've gone up enough personal levels, then all the skills will be accessible to me, which means I can craft all the cards besides the event cards, like this one, and the elites. Elites can't be crafted. And yeah, we'll say for now they can't be. There is ways later on with special items and such like that, but it's really hard. Yeah, different ranks of cards. Elite is the highest tier. Then there's Legendary, which is the Rainbow Gem. There is Epic, which is the Gold Gem. There is I call Uncommon, which is the Silver Gem, and then there is Commons, which is the Black Gem. There is other names, but I use that because it makes more sense to me. Upgrade table shows you all the changes to the monster as it goes through its levels. This one, for example, at next level will get the skill Disease, which puts a spotted disease on the enemy if it makes a successful hit. For us, we're maxed out at level 6, but then there's a mini quest to go through to do that later on. I think I sacrificed a card and I won a ranked battle, so I've got some more rewards in here. And you've got to make sure you collect, because if you don't collect on one of these, it won't register that you've started the next one. So you can actually do, if I had crafted a card then, I wouldn't have got the recognition for it because I hadn't come back and received the previous rewards. So I would have had to craft another card. So it's just very handy to check this. I'll craft a crappy card. What do I feel like? Let's have a look. best because I can. It's pretty easy. No special skills. Level 8 because he got fly. Level 11 because of stealth. Level 11 maybe because of chaos damage. Yeah, chaos damage. Pierce. Wait, not a rat. Yeah, craft him. See, I can't craft, I'm missing one of them. The thing in red, that's one monster soul gem, I think, which is what you get when you get an excess card. So if you've got 2 commons and you get a third of the same sort, you get a gem and some dust for it. So what I can do is go and grab one of my crappy cards, like this bloody penguin, disenchant it to get one of them gems. Anything you've put into a monster, resource-wise, to upgrade it, you don't get back in full when you disenchant. So, as a general rule, you're safe to upgrade your lower tiers, but your gold and your legendary and your elites, don't upgrade past level 3 or 4 unless you're 100% sure and you're aiming for a top tier build. Because it's just too much investment to have to respend it on a card you're not sure of. And you can get all the way up to just outside of legendary rank with a pretty common card deck. Okay guys, I'm going to try and do this final battle here for a bit, and I'm going to go and grab a drink because I'm cooking, so I'll come back and finish up this video. Guys, we're back again. I'm just going to finish crafting this card for us for this final part of this video. Might change the name. For those tuning in, for the training camp, I'll also include the first part of training camp in this video. So this is a training camp plus an all over guide, but at the moment it's doing 2 jobs at once. So I will go about changing name. I'm not sure. Replace name. I'll get a free name change. Yep. FromGo2Pro. Cool. Is this one his profile pic? I've only got them emoticons so far. It is little bits and pieces you can unlock as you go through. That should have got me my craft a card quest, which puts me into complete chapter 1 and reach chucking off this one, which I'll try and do pretty much today because chapter 1 is the first part of training camp. So for the first few levels of training camp, your deck doesn't really need to be anything special. It's just making sure you understand how things work. A lot of them are setups and stuff like that for the main levels, and then you face off against the dragon and try and get 12 kills, but a lot of it's just sort of testing you've understood the basic concepts, but it doesn't go about explaining that very well at all. So a lot of people have had trouble with the training camp levels and the later on the dragon trials as well, so I get too confused, you'll have to excuse me, but yeah, I'm going to include them all. The training camp is pretty bloody easy stuff. Some of the levels are hard because you've got to play the exact card in the right order, but I did do a handwritten guide, so this is sort of including that guide as well. If you'd rather just read that, you're welcome to. It's on the Discord. I'll just cover the basics in this. A lot of it is common sense, but that's for me, and I've played this game so many times, so I've found out that it's not as straightforward for some people. I've always had a background in card games and trading card games too, playing everything under the sun since I was a little kid. This is one of the best I've found in a very long time. It's nice to not find another Hearthstone clone. The deck size is nice, the slot sizing, all that's different. So the same old, same old. This last fight should get me my level, which then will unlock training camp, and we'll do the first chapter in that. And then at the end of each training camp chapter, there's sort of little mini requirements you've got to do to unlock the next one. And the hardest one tends to be the friends, so that's why at the end of each arena match, you've got to make sure you hit that add friend button. It doesn't hurt to jump on Discord and stuff like that. There's plenty of people who will add you as a friend because they know what that feels like. That's another reason why guilds become handy. You can add your guildies as friends, do your daily quests because you've got quests to complete a friendly battle with a friend for part of your earning enough points to get all your chests for the day. We'll cover all that once I've unlocked that. I think that's level 5, so that'll probably be our day 2 video, I think. I'm going to try and split these into sort of how a division, a quick play each day would get you so far. Because it's too monotonous to sit and do the entire video in one stint, because it's going to be an hour or so long, I'd say at least. Because there is a lot of stuff to cover in the beginning, and there's a lot of things you can miss out on. They throw a fair bit of freebies and stuff at new players. This is his last card, so once he's pretty much done whatever he thinks is going to save him, we should be ready to do our training camp. Alright, so that should make me reach, I think, Chuck Novice 1. Yep, gets me level 4, gets me to Chuck Novice 1. So I've got 2 packs to open, because my level packs are locked anyway. There's my training camp unlock. Doing arena, I've started to accumulate these coffee cups, teacups, 44 of 60 for the day, and they're used to exchange for cards. Your best bet with these is always these round monster paw legendary ones. They are so hard to come by late game. You'll end up giving, your last dollar for one of them. So start hoarding them like they're going out of fashion now, and you'll be cruising later. Yeah, they used to give you a white rabbit in this same sort of beginner quest thing for your first 7 days, and that's sort of what I'm going to play through until we get that at the end. I don't think there's any other quests I've got to do up here. I'll do a purchase or two probably on day 3 just to show you guys, because up here in Expert Cardmaster you've got to make 1 purchase of gems to start this bar going, and when you reach the right levels you go up, and that's what you get as your bonuses for spending that many gems and getting to that rank. And they do add up. Every week you get these bottom ones, you get some emoticons and chests, and once you reach your 500 point chest for your weekly quests, you'll get that chest with the packs and the gold. Chapter 1, Chapter Novice 1, I've done that. I'm pretty sure, no, not Chapter Novice 1 yet. Oh no, just Chapter Novice 2, that's alright. That can wait. I'll do that while you guys aren't watching. This is your training camp. First bit, just hit the swords. Very first level. A lot of these there isn't many ways to go wrong. Here basically the idea is archers in the front slot, get the archer out of the front slot so it can shoot. See, done. Done 2 damage to him, he's going to kill the trog. Play another trog, then you do another 2 damage, you win. That's the first level of this done. See, some of them are downright simple, some of them are a bit cryptic. So, and there's your reward, click the little chest, 20 gold, woohoo. Next one, Crystal Lake. What's this one? Oh yeah, this one's basically teaching you. You've got an archer in the second slot, first slot, melee in the second slot. What do? Well, you sack the archer, slide the melee into the first slot, kill the guy with 1 health. Showing you, because there's abilities that the enemy can have to mess your board up and do stuff like that, or you can bad play by yourself. But there is ways to fix it. Sometimes you have to sack your own monster to do enough damage to keep momentum. And the final battle for this chapter. This one's just basically teaching you to use armor. Put some armor on him. It'll take Zomball 2 turns to chew through that 3 armor, which means I'll do 2 damage to him by the time it's killed. He'll hit me, break the armor. I can then put the sword on, and then he'll be on 1 health, and then he'll do 2 damage to me, and then I'll finish him off. Pretty simple. You can stuff that up if you don't wait enough turns. Oh, we won. Some packs, which are nice. What are we going to do? Reach level 5, make 2 friends. So, that's what I'm going to need to do before we do the next chapter of the training mode. And that completes our first day. Tomorrow we're going through just some more bits and pieces. Getting through more of these, grow up, hopefully unlocking the quests, and then day 3 should possibly be guild, I think. What level's guild? 11. Tournament at 10. Yeah, I'll do maybe guild on day 4, tournament on day 3, and tomorrow I'll do some more training camp and upgrading cards and stuff like that. Alright guys, well, thanks for watching.